And we're back. Good evening, everybody. Hope you guys are having a beautiful evening tonight, as always. I guess this is becoming a regular thing that I'm doing. So, yeah, ever since I got the balls to start streaming on this channel, I think this is just gonna be where I put anything that I don't consider to be a proper show, but I'm in the mood to live stream. A lot of times, these are gonna be really fucking late at night. We're just gonna be going over whatever the fuck I feel like. When I'm not quite in the mood to do a voice chat in a me or friend server, then this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do some solo streaming. Doesn't have to be solo. Some friends can hop in as they did last time. If you guys saw the last one, then you know the drill. A bunch of you guys check that shit out. It got like 20 likes on it. You guys are fucking prolific with supporting me. We don't have a large viewer base, but we do have a viewer base that comes in and supports. So I super fucking appreciate that shit. We're just gonna chill out and take a look at one of JF's recent Q&As together. Let me say hi to everybody who showed up in the chat so far. What's up, Nitsua? What's up, Ashley? What's up, Hion? I'm gonna try and make this a regular thing, a semi-regular thing. Whenever I'm in the mood to do so, fire up a stream and talk about a single subject matter, go over it with you. Something that we're going to be clipping for this channel. This is something I'd like to get in the swing of doing. Kind of like how I used to do my vlogs with frequency. I like the idea of doing something super casual where I can just chill out with you guys. And a lot of the time that's going to be late at night because that's when I feel the most, like, comfortable. That's when things are the most quiet, not just like around the house, but in general. So it's when I feel like, the most able and enthusiastic to actually get my thoughts and opinions out there. That's why even like Underhaven is closer towards nighttime than it is otherwise. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys used to remember. And let me get this content up. I don't want to ramble too long with my boomer quotes. I'm becoming like a 25-year-old boomer at this point, I suppose. but yeah, I remember back when we used to do Underhaven at like noontime. That was not a pleasant experience for me. When it's sunlight out, I want to be outside enjoying the fucking sun. Uh, I prefer to like settle down, have a few joints, get some coffee in me before I do an Underhaven or a stream. And tonight we're just fucking chilling. We're just fucking chilling tonight. We're gonna watch some of this jackass right here. I watched about 5 minutes of this shit and I couldn't stand it, so the rest we're gonna watch together. We're gonna watch it together. And if you guys see anything that you think deserves to be like included in the clip, because unless there's absolutely no substance to something that we watch on here, which inevitably will happen, then we're probably gonna make a clip of each one of these. I still need to make a clip of the Vaughn shit that we were checking out recently. So I'll probably do that later tonight. But let's take a look at this because I was in the mood to stream, and yeah, I if we get sick of this fast enough, then maybe we'll take a look at what Dave did today. Because I noticed that he didn't do a call-in show, and that's like the first time he hasn't done that in weeks, literal weeks. So I feel like something's up with Dave. Maybe having to actually apologize to me in a genuine enough manner, like, took it out of him to ever do one of those call-in shows again, because he really did show his fucking ass. I'm ashamed to share a province with that man. I'm ashamed to share a fucking continent with this guy. So, I'm right there with you, sharing the shame. I don't think I get like that, closer distance, but come on, at the same time, just even being on the same planet as JF is kind of problematic within itself.
Hello, everyone, and
Whoa, that's fucking loud. All right, I'm gonna need you to be at least at like 0% volume. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. All right, no, we'll probably let's try it at like 50-ish.
welcome to JFGT tonight. Chill show tonight. I didn't have much time to look at the news, so I decided to do.
All right, that should be good. I don't know how that is relative to how I was speaking there. I'll try to speak a little bit louder. I know I was being super lax during the introduction, but
And ask me anything because too much work on my shoulders, too much excitement over the markets, people wanting to get rid of their Bitcoin. Papa Jeff is there to collect. How are you doing, people? Go away says, don't tell me what to do. He says this to Valet, who was saying all guests must press fire before airing their unsolicited, uneducated opinions in the chat. Do this now and go away. The troll of the regular chat adopts the rage against the machine attitude. Don't tell me what to do. Isn't that the sentence they say in their song? Something like this. FBI investigating car bomb explosion at Niagara Falls Bridge as a terrorist attack.
I've never heard that type of pronunciation. Like, I could say that about pretty much anything JF says, but man, he really does not care. I wonder if he's just like baiting for a response at some points with how he pronounces words. Because there's no fucking way. There's no way. There's just no way. I've never heard anyone else say the shit the way that he says it. It's not an accent thing. It's just like he just says everything fucking weird.
But it turned out that it was not a terrorist attack. Niagara Falls checkpoint explosion was downgraded to reckless driver. Reuters is now reporting that Wednesday's explosion at the Canada-US border checkpoint at Niagara Falls was likely caused by a reckless driver and not terrorism. So there you go. Not much.
Just one fucking publication said it that I've not heard of, by the way, which is not indicative that it's not true. But like, usually, like the fact that the only thing that he found it on fucking Gab. This shit. Well, okay, he at least found his fucking previous fucking thing on Gab. Okay, this was an unrelated story. Which just goes to show, like, JF probably only gets his news from a very small fucking circle of people who all circle jerk the same fucking, far-right extremist opinions. I don't have any faith in him to actually be going out and doing his fucking research or cross-referencing. It's fucking JF of all places. What publication? Let's take a look. It's called Zero Hedge. Look, I don't want to assume that like every single thing that JF brings up here is some fucking fascist shit. But let's say look at some of these. Zero Hedge reads, alt market, antiwar.com, Bitcoin magazine. Oh Jesus Christ. Capitalist exploits. Yeah, it's not looking good. Jesus fucking Christ. Dollar collapse. Yeah, this is like some type of fucking man, probably far-right economics fucking website. I don't know. It's clearly something that fucking JF is jerking off to.
A reckless driver and not terrorism. So there you go. Not much. People got excited for no reason. Robert Spencer.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard other people with JF's accent, and they don't say things nearly as ridiculously as he does. I feel like he hams up the shit a whole lot. Like, it definitely feels like that. If it's on Gab, it's probably, yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is I think that, no, this is not the same story, but yeah, but the fact that this literally came up as a source immediately after is not a good it's not a good look.
Was saying Iranian passport reportedly found near car that exploded at US-Canada border. And Gab.com was saying, the hold passports are exploding.
Oh, so this was like the Gab account making a response to the story. Okay, I see.
Resistant trick. And it's funny because Robert Spencer is his end all on Twitter is Jihad Watch. And so his job is to find Muslim terrorists everywhere. Maybe his threshold was too sensitive on this one.
Unfortunately, some people who are looking for Muslim terrorists will find it in literally anyone who has a different skin color from them. So don't exactly trust, especially someone who JF is going to affiliate himself with to be a good judge of character.
End of the line Joel says, apart from Rumble, do you have a third streaming platform that you might consider if Odyssey dies? I guess if that happens, I would consider anything. I think that we're not so far from the moment where we'll be able to stream from home. And I would really like this. I would really.
What the fuck does that? I have no idea what he means by that. What's up, Blazer? Does he mean like on your own website or something like that? You can already do that shit, but it's really fucking complicated to set that shit up properly. I mean, I'm sure it's not super complicated, but you have to know what you're fucking doing to get that set up. It's not just like, setting up basic shit on a website. Even like hosting videos on a website, that's a lot less fucking complicated. I'm not even a fucking web developer, and I know this shit. It's fucking basic.
Like if there was a whole suite of software that I can deploy on my servers, because I
Glad to have you here, Blazer.
have plenty of resources. Like I could probably stream to you at a lesser delay than Odyssey. It's just a matter of having the suite of software, and I could go on my own website and have a stream there. But I don't want it to be like cozy.tv and these.
Oh boy. Time for the fucking dad jokes. What's up?
No dad jokes. I was waiting for my coughing fits to come to an end for a little bit.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Well, help me deal with this fucking French Canadian son of a bitch.
I'll do my best.
We're just chilling and hanging out tonight. I'm not taking this seriously.
No, that's fine.
It's a stream with JF in the goddamn thumbnail. How could I? Like fuck.
Things. I don't want to be stuck with other streamers than myself.
Other streamers.
Yeah, story emails.
Want a suite of software that people
Probably a little too Parisian there.
No, I don't know. I feel like I smoked like 5 joints tonight, even though I've only had one. It's
Damn.
like I've just been chilling out. It's been a good night.
It's been pretty decent. At
Yeah,
least over here.
Other streamers. I'm pretty sure you can find some women on Twitch who qualify for that.
Yeah. Well, I don't think JF's going to be pulling any cows knockers.
Yeah, no.
Anytime soon.
He prefers potato milk
to be on. So that's generally the problem, because their eggs.
We were talking about how to milk a clam on Underhaven recently. I wonder how he could milk a potato.
A potato doesn't have a tit.
It doesn't?
It doesn't have a tit.
Well, it's got like those things, though.
I mean, there's no such thing as like soy milk, because again, there's no soy tit.
Oh my god! All right, yeah. If you want to be super technical, like Ashley's talking about cowgirl hentai. If only we were talking about that and watching that instead of JF. But unfortunately, YouTube doesn't allow it.
There are solutions for
just pull on the cow's knockers there, Ed.
But they aren't super comfortable. They don't lead to good looks, and the graphical aspect is important. People won't connect to a chat that is disgusting visually, and so all of these. I hope that if Odyssey was to fall, I would hope that a new generation of software then would have been developed for people to self-stream. Self-host their stream.
That shit's never gonna happen. You're gonna have to hire a web developer to make that happen.
So he's talking about like the design of chats is like, well, okay. First of all, unless you're really great at designing and you actually see your fucking vision through, your chat's gonna look like fucking shit. There's just no dancing around that.
Yeah, the only person I've had actually like the only big like content creator I've actually seen like do a good job with their website is fucking Vosh, honestly. I really can't think of any other examples of people that I have ever seen. I don't even watch Vosh, but I've been on his website before. It's really well put together. And I'm definitely not a dick sucker of his, but There's very few people I can think of. Actually, you know who used to have a really good website, but he doesn't have one anymore? Cinemassacre, the angry video game nerd, James Rolfe. Like, they used to have a great fucking website. All their videos were hosted independently from YouTube and really good, impressive quality with a great UI. Like, Cinemassacre was really fucking good.
Yeah.
And as much as people give it shit, like, Channel Awesome didn't have nearly as good of a user interface, but
Channel mediocre.
yeah, I mean, back then it was known as that guy with the glasses. But yeah, they had decent fucking man. All right, I don't want to dwell on
No.
for too long. I
It's
should have
your
known this
show.
would happen having you
It's
on.
your goddamn
you
show. It's your show.
No,
do whatever the fuck you want. Fuck. I'm just along for the ride right now.
Because I have a powerful optics fiber connection, 1 Gbps upload line.
Okay, hold up.
Directly through the footer.
I'd like to go fucking 5 seconds into the video.
Hang on. First of all, you disgusting potato farmer. A gigabit per second means you're getting okay. When we're talking about connection speed, 750 megabit per second is pretty decent. That's what I got. It supports 3 people fucking streaming and doing whatever they want on one connection. Gigabit is a little overrated. You don't need that much bandwidth, my guy. You just don't. And for those of you wondering why, it's only 1 gigabit. It's really fast. So what you're saying is you want your nominal speed to be something like 125 megabytes per fucking ostensibly either a second or a minute, but that's nothing. That's nothing. There are faster speeds than that. But you'll be paying a hell of a lot more for them.
Of the backbones of the internet. Basically, less than 5 milliseconds latency.
That's normal, dude. That's fucking normal.
Toward fiber optics, the more it will be trivial to self-host a stream. Now, there's the question of edge servers, and you want servers to be present across the world. I hope that I could resolve this. John Drake says it has to be for the lazy to work. Okay. Learning Better says Javier Millet appeared at WEF to make a speech condemning the criminal fraud that is central.
I'll be honest, it's really fucking sad seeing a bunch of people who like genuinely take his advice and go to these Q&As looking for real advice.
These people are looking for somebody who thinks they have all the fucking answers. Like, oh my god.
I always see people in the comments like point out specific timestamps. They'll be like, "Wow, what a base thing to say."
Like, I literally just saw one that said, "I want a girlfriend that doesn't speak English." Well, you're not gonna get far, dude.
Wait, really? Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, I want a girlfriend that doesn't speak English. Jesus fucking Christ. Wow. Yeah, I want a big titty, non-English speaking woman. Like, what the? Is this like, the type of fucking people that
you want a girlfriend? You want a girlfriend that doesn't speak English? I want $1 million fucking dollars. Wish in one hand, shit in the other, and see which one weighs more.
Like, people have some weird standards when they when it comes to what they have in a partner.
People have some obscenely fucking high standards, and wonder why they drive off women.
Your people are unique people. Let them fucking feel what they want to feel. Like, you're not gonna change that. But at the same fucking time, like, it's crazy how unrealistic some people's standards really are.
Oh my god. Some people don't know how to play to their own strengths.
Banking, and he hasn't been invited back since. Yeah, that's why I think that Javier Millet, you don't want to...
You know who he's talking about, right?
Yeah, he's talking about the newly elected president.
Yeah, the president-elect of Argentina. Yeah, I want to talk about that on Saturday, but we had we just went into our topics so thoroughly that I didn't really have time for it, but we'll probably talk about that on a Wednesday show in some detail.
All I'm going to say is this. His policies are going to get him ousted.
I mean, we'll
You're
have to
one.
wait and see. I feel like the irony of having a fucking president that self-identifies as an anarcho-capitalist,
Yeah.
which is someone inherently against the state, is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Again, he is a fucking walking contradiction.
You know what the worst part is that the video that we're gonna use to like launch off to talk about it, because I did do my research on this individual as well, but Mr. Dapperton was sucking him off.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, of course he fucking was. You know how he described him? He didn't even like say like Argentina's first anarcho-capitalist president. The way that he phrased it was he called him a more based version of Trump.
What a joke.
I know, what a fucking jackass. Like
a better Trump.
Trump's nothing close to like that fucking quadrant of the political spectrum.
Trump is a massive dipshit who just played into fucking neocons.
Yeah, he might have fooled a lot of people like Mr. Dapperton, but he didn't end up being a very different president from fucking Bush at the end of the day.
Pretty much. Same shit, different diaper.
Exactly, yeah. He made a bunch of fucking promises, and then most of them he immediately went back upon within fucking weeks of being sworn in.
We're gonna repeal and replace Obamacare. That never happened. Never happened.
I wonder if people like JF still jerk him off, because only some people on the right still do that. It's kind of become like a divisive, take.
Oh yeah, because they're trying to grab all his fucking leftover followers.
Yeah, his nut hangers.
Fact that he was linked with
ball
these
washers
list organizations and WEF and that kind of stuff. You don't want to take all of this and hold it against him forever, because it could be that at some point a messiah would come, a kind of enlightened.
A messiah? You mean Messiah?
There's another fucking unique pronunciation. Look, if we point out every time that he fucks up a pronunciation, we're not gonna.
I'll be here all night. Yeah,
exactly.
I know, but god damn it, they're just fucking easy things.
I want a girlfriend that doesn't speak English. It's a very Quebec nationalist thing. I was thinking that actually. The word hello triggers. Jesus Christ! What, do they only accept bonjours and shit like that?
Damn. In a lot of places, yeah.
Really, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was that fucking elitist when it comes to language in some parts of Canada.
Well, most of the heavily populated areas are quite francophone, at least in Quebec. I could be wrong. Actually, could correct me on this.
He decides to fraud the system a little bit the way I did to Jeff Epstein. Like, I got...
Wait a minute. Oh my god.
Whoa. Okay, back the fuck up.
Back the fuck up. Wait a minute.
Holy shit.
All right, I'm changing the title. I might change the fucking title to
changing it to JF Epstein.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe he. So wait, he openly admitted how he accepted money from Jeffrey Epstein.
Yep.
He admitted that he was going to do it again, and now he's trying to spin this narrative that he was just taking advantage of Jeffrey Epstein. It never came out when he was first explaining it. He never talked about that. Like, that context was never given. I never heard that shit. And now he's trying to claim that, wow, what a fucking disingenuous windbag. You can't just fucking walk away from that shit. Money from Jeffrey Epstein.
What JF is trying to do is craft an easy narrative. Because most of his people are not gonna fucking fact check him like we are.
He's not supposed to say. Well, no, he's actually openly talked about this.
Yeah, he has. He has.
Yeah, no, he's gotten funding from Jeffrey Epstein. It started his fucking YouTube career, if I'm not mistaken. At least one YouTube channel that he started early on was funded in part by Epstein.
Yes, it was.
So yeah, chew on that. I made a timestamp of that. I'm just gonna call it. JF Talks Epstein. JF Talks Epstein. All right. Let's continue.
JF Steen.
Jeff Epstein to send me money, and I'm super proud of this. But I also didn't.
He's fucking proud of it.
Oh, he's trying to cover his ass here.
He's proud that he got money from Epstein.
He's proud, but
okay,
you'll hear.
That this money influenced me in the direction that I was taking. And eventually I came to take a direction that was very much anti-globalism and anti basically everything that Jeff Epstein was. So you have to leave space for contrarian minds to make it into these systems and fuck them in the ass. And that's
Okay.
what I don't like about the knee-jerk reaction.
So his argument is that he thinks he represents everything the opposite. Dude, you're not the fucking anti-Epstein. You literally accept his fucking money, knowing how terrible a person he is. You then
Yeah.
ask for more of it.
Knowing and not caring how terrible he was.
Yeah, not.
And
he
then,
he didn't have any
5
problem
years
with
later.
taking that money, knowing what it was associated with.
Mhm.
Like the insane amount of fucking crimes that came out of that
The
shit.
filthy lucre of Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh my god.
Against Javier Milei by the hard right, let's say, who are like, oh, you've been on the WEF, therefore you're cancelled. John Drake says he's crazy enough to be real. Exactly. And am I not crazy enough to have asked Jeff Epstein to send me $25,000? I'm not. I am. That is what I mean.
There's a fucking rare mask off moment where he admits
Mhm.
it. He can't even lie to himself. Like he knows that's fucking insanity that he asked Epstein for that money. And yet, in a weird way, he's proud of his quote unquote. Like he had a parasitic relationship with Jeffrey fucking Epstein, and he's proud of it. That is insane. Oh my god. But yeah, that's a good point too, Ashley. This could be him trying to cover his bases before that inevitable fucking trial that's gonna probably fucking pop up for him. Because the whole Mama JF thing, we're perusing this Q&A specifically because last time he did a Q&A, he talked about Mama JF. I want to see if there's been anything new. This was just 4 days ago, so.
I am. So yes, let the people show their art. And the art of inserting a long stick into someone's ass so that they have ass pain going forward as they walk publicly, that is
What?
something we must respect.
What the fuck
I'm
is
not
this?
saying
What the
Javier
fuck is he
Milei
talking about?
is kind.
He's talking about sticking things in people's asses
He's
and making
talking
them
about
walk.
putting stuff up people's asses, yeah.
Of Don
He's
Quixote,
got an anal fixation.
but he could be. And so let
I mean-
him be. Let him be. Thai Odyssey sends a super chat. He says, Jeff, I'm sure it was painful when those women left you and took your kids, but in hindsight, do you partly feel relieved because this has allowed you to have more children overall and with more females?
I am prepared for a very unhinged
Oh
response.
no.
Oh boy.
This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad.
Partly relieved, but not happy about it at all. It's relieved. Like any good thing that happens in your life, it can compensate for the bad things in the past, but it doesn't compensate the evil that was done to me. It doesn't compensate the fact that these women were evil, the fact that they had a system ready to listen to their false allegations and believe them. That is all still standing, and it is still something that we must fix.
It's really suspicious he's like grouping all these people together now.
Yeah.
because,
He's
like,
projecting real hard right now.
he's not even making any distinction here of like, Mama JF or anything. I'm gonna make even if she doesn't come up by name, I think it's important to mark this.
Now,
I'm just gonna call this timestamp JF the bitter X.
Healed from these injuries? Yes. But it's not because you heal from the injury that the person who injured you is forgiven. There will never be forgiving for these women. They will go to hell if hell exists. And
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh.
That's a really mask off moment again from JF. He has a lot of those. Maybe it's because he's not on YouTube anymore.
Yeah. He doesn't have to keep the mask on when he's doing this.
Yeah, it's relieved is a tough word to use in these contexts. Like if I try to kill you with a knife and eventually you heal, I are you relieved that you ended up healing and having all those beautiful moments in life? Well, yes, but this healing has nothing to do with the initial act of aggression. This doesn't lead to a forgiving of any kind for what was done. That's how I see it. End of the line. Joel says, Jeff, before the end of the year, could you review your predictions from last year? It might be worth a short segment on your show. I don't even remember what were my predictions. That could be an interesting activity to do. Was it a thumbnail that I made? Would it?
Well, I guarantee you all the dumb promises he made about the white race taking over didn't fucking happen. I guarantee you all these fucking fragrant fucking bullshit things that he tries to sell his viewers didn't end up happening. So I don't think it'd look too good on him for him to look back at his fucking predictions. Honestly.
Yeah, he just will sweep that under the rug.
Damn, we got people flooding in here. We got 9 people chilling out, which ain't bad for this channel.
Hey.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Say hi in the chat if you're here.
Be identified as such? Is there a special show in which maybe it was the Christmas show? I'll have to browse back and see what I've done then. We are in November, so it should be about 11 months ago. What did I do in the Christmas period? 11 months ago.
What?
I'm just thinking about malicious things he could have been doing during the Christmas period 11 months ago. JF's having an OJ Simpson I did it moment. Yeah, kind of. I mean, he has been having a lot of those. There's been a lot of slips of his mouth when it comes to him saying really weird, suspicious shit.
Okay, lobster laced belly wrapped ribeye. Oh my god. That was crazy. I'm trying to show it to you.
What, you cooking a fucking lobster was crazy?
Wow.
Was it like was it like cooked together or some shit? Was it like a turducken? Like, I don't get the fucking point of it.
Not since the heady days of the sock drawer reorganization committee has that household seen any fucking joy.
On the screen. Happy New Year. Lobster laced ribeye. Lobster laced belly wrapped ribeye. My god.
I hate lobster.
You hate lobster?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of lobster.
I'm kicking you out of here.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
I like other seafood. I like crab.
I keep saying that I'm going to ban you almost every stream I have you on. One of these days, I'm going to actually follow through on it. You just wait.
Oh, you're going to pull a Dave now?
Yeah, I'm going to pull a Dave. Yeah, because you say something slightly contrary to what I believe.
I'm sorry. I live in an area where lobster doesn't come fresh, and the last person who cooked it, made the entire house smell like athlete's foot.
Look, you live in a place where no good food exists at all.
Oh, shut up. Fuck you. I live in a place with great fucking food.
Ribeye of the beef. I had inserted a lobster in it. I had wrapped the whole thing. Belly of the pork.
He inserted.
Oh my god, that was insane. That was absolutely insane. I cannot believe that I've done this. The pork belly was good. The pork belly had integrated some beef flavor, some of the truffle sauce flavor that I've put on it, some of the lobster that was stuffed into the whole thing.
Oh god, he actually did this shit. I thought it was just a dumb thumbnail.
Oh my god.
It was the best pork belly I've tasted.
That's the closest he's gotten to decadence.
Yep. Just shoving a bunch of stuff together.
Just shove a bunch of meat and other meat.
For someone who pretends to be a fucking Quebec nationalist, like, I've never seen someone act more like a dumbass American in my life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Placed into the pork belly, of course it's going to be good. So you say
he's just a fucking snail-eating hillbilly. That's all he is.
I thought for a moment there, my brain was like, did he insert his penis into the pork roast?
Did he pork that pork?
Did he pork the poor pork?
Predictions were stated. on the Happy New Year episode. Something about your Bitcoin funds that will bonus. It's going to be very slow. I don't expect them to become
I didn't sign up for 2 of these motherfuckers.
liberal again, but I think
Oh
we're
my
going to
God.
slowly enter that in 2023. Doubting Thomas says, JF, Bitcoin will really opened in 2015, 2016.
He's just
It
skipping through
becomes
the
very
goddamn
hard to
thing.
argue that we are living in a free society, and they
Oh
also
my god.
self-deceive.
I'm just gonna fucking skip past this shit.
Yeah. Skip
Yeah,
this shit.
Yeah, I'll skip a few minutes ahead just because like that is so absurdly like just him listening to it on the spot is some of the most ridiculous bullshit.
It's just too much JF.
It's hard
Ugh.
enough to make this entertaining, like, you know, alone.
Spot that
Oh,
opened
wonderful. It's
2015,
fucking cold out.
2016,
Oh yeah, it's been cold.
kind of
No,
being
no,
less
no. It is
their
single
position,
digits outside right
but
now.
Get used to it.
No.
What the fuck was that face?
What
complacent
in the?
in their position
He's still listening to himself and he's
Oh
like,
my
"Oh
God.
yeah, that's really intellectual."
in society, but
Oh yeah, I'm the smartest.
Let's take it frame by frame. Oh my god, look at that fucking mug. He thinks he's real fucking smart, doesn't he?
When the potato fries him.
Okay, now I never remember why I bring you on here. Alright.
Who else is gonna make all the potato jokes?
I know, yeah. Yeah, you got a farm for it, right?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
You got a
It's
farm
hard.
for those views.
It is harvest time.
Oh
am I
man.
not describing what we saw with the Israelis this year? I mean, there I am telling you, they're going to get loose. They're going to have a blind spot. They're going to go overboard. They're going to overdo it. Is that not the description of what the Israelis have been?
Man, the only fucking reason, and this fucking pisses me off, the only reason JF is critical of Israel is because he's anti-Semitic. He's like
Yeah.
genuinely anti-Semitic. I
Mhm.
mean, we see the people he affiliates with,
Yeah,
we see the
yeah,
arguments he makes. There's no
all-
questioning it. Like,
all the dog whistles about the central banking shit.
oh yeah, no,
we know what you mean.
it's
Just
very
say the
transparent
word.
what he is. Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
very fucking transparent what he is. But he'll never actually come out and directly say it. People like this rarely do.
Doing
Mhm.
for 6 months, of what the leftists have been doing with their pursuit of crypto, with their overly done prosecutions of Trump. You ask me to evaluate my predictions, I will give a 100% on this one. By the way, I've predicted all sorts of other things across the years that came to be. I've predicted the wave of censorship that would come hard.
That shit's been going on since before you were
Yeah.
goddamn born. That's been a slow fucking decline.
Yeah. Like, how is this any fucking new?
Every time that there's been like a major fucking tragedy, there's gonna be some fucking people whose interest it is to try and curb back fucking freedoms. Like that shit just has been a fucking slow decline. Long before since even fucking JF was born. So I don't know where he's coming from with this shit. If you want to have a conversation about that, fine, but you did not fucking predict it. That's like saying it's gonna rain tomorrow. Like, sure,
That's like
there's a
saying
chance
the
that
sun
can
is
happen.
gonna rise.
Exactly, yeah. Like, chances are it fucking will. And if it doesn't, we have a bigger problem on our hands.
I've predicted the release of it.
That's like people from
predicted
Venice are
now here
Venetians.
The abusive behavior of the left as they get too confident, not being as hard and intense as they used to be. And so this will open up for an exciting, probably return of a Trump-like cycle. The Trump-like
Sounds like he's taking it up the ass in the previous fucking video he's watching. Is he still fucking listening to himself?
I
Jesus
bet you 2 to
Christ.
1, yeah.
3 years ago. So they are becoming complacent. They think they can win on the free market of Elon Musk. They can't. Garfield says, Jeff, what could be your
All right, finally he's moved on.
best argument for or against raising children in a bilingual environment with the intention that they become bilinguals? Thank you. I'm
What
trying
the fuck?
to
Swallowed too much muff. I think he coughed, so he muted himself.
clear my voice, but I'm not being successful. I think it's a good.
I don't think JF's been getting enough nutrition without his potato around with that empty fridge of his.
He looks a little deficient.
Yeah, I know exactly what to call this situation.
What is it?
You're not gonna like it.
Okay, what?
It's the Great Potato Famine.
The
Oh, you did like it, okay.
Great Potato Famine.
It's the
Wow.
Great Potato Famine. Yeah.
That's terrible, but hilarious.
It very is accurate though.
Question. The pros, of course, are that if you are in a family that has French and English components to it, you're gonna have to do it. So it's not so much that you need a good argument. Sometimes it's a necessity. For example, my new girlfriend doesn't speak French.
Wow, he's already got a new one.
Yep. Wow. So yeah, he talked about this in the last clip I uploaded, but that's some confirmation. I need to clip that.
Mm-hmm.
JF's new girlfriend confirmed. Jesus fucking Christ. He's already moved. All right, so maybe the potato famine's gonna be over for JF. Damn. Too fucking lazy to take care of himself, huh? So he has to fucking find another poor sap.
He found another spud buddy.
You know what the worst part is? It's easy for him to find that shit because even in an audience like his that I'm sure is like mostly fucking male, like there's just so much of a fucking audience that there's got to be some women in there that he can just easily fucking fish into his dumb fucking schemes. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it is. It's very disgusting.
All right, let's continue.
And so there's going to have to be both French and English at home, and that's fine. So sometimes it's just a pure necessity. As far as the argument, if it's not a necessity for you, the arguments are, of course, that it expands the mind. It gives access to someone to potential into various countries and various populations for dating, for employment. Of course, the question is very different if your main language is English. Because from the perspective of your main language being French, of course, getting toward English gives a lot of opportunities. If your main language is English, getting French as a second language or any other language for that matter doesn't really open much possibilities because
this is coming from a fucking Quebec nationalist.
Yeah,
like this is what I'm saying earlier. Like he's basically just a shitty American. Look what fucking flag is flying behind him right
because
now.
Because the Canadian far right idolize America.
I get that, but like this is like a really weird way of showing it. Like, shouldn't you be caring about like your province and having pride in your fucking province, wanting it to be a sovereign country? Shouldn't that be your focus? Why are you fucking doing this grandstanding by trying to emulate America? At that point, just advocate to become the next fucking 51st state. Like, that's the dumbest fucking argument ever, but at least it'd be more consistent to what he seems to believe. Like, this is really fucking weird. It's weird seeing this out of someone who's not an American, but I do see it occasionally because they don't know any better.
Reality is, in international environments, it's going to be English. So, if you are looking at the bilingual question from the side of French.
Did you hear how he phrased that?
The bilingual question.
The bilingual question. Jesus fucking Christ. What a way to you didn't have to make it sound that weird, and yet he couldn't help himself.
It's easier. It's good to have bilingualism early in life. Now there are disadvantages. For example,
also I heard your fucking, that Dave chair in the fucking background squeaking.
I'm sorry, it's gonna squeak.
Mute yourself when you're not talking, you son of a bitch. That's what I do. What do you mean no?
No.
No?
I move around a lot.
I'm gonna whoop your ass. I swear.
Oh,
to
you
God.
get over here and fucking do it then. Come
I'm
on.
gonna open up a can of whoop ass
Come
on you.
on.
I'm not fucking
Come on.
joking.
Come on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right.
I will kick your ass and I'll whoop your ass twice on Sunday.
This is the part where we do the thing in the cartoon where we like pretend to slap each other. You know what I mean? Right.
Bitch boy, slap
fight. Damn, what a classic moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Raised very well in English will come to associate.
You know what's weird to me and kind of pisses me off?
What?
JF would get the reference.
Yeah, he would.
That's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Associate less with his ethnicity. Let's say you're a Quebecois. Will come to be less feeling like he's part of a whole of the Quebec people. And you could argue that this is my case because I had access to a level of English that was sufficient to make a living in this language. It has.
I would barely consider you to be an English speaker. And I'm not being
Yeah.
a dick by saying that. Like, so many words. Like, look, have you seen the transformation of someone like who's actually been speaking it for a long time? Like someone like JF who's made his career out of it has no fucking excuse at this point.
Yeah.
That's
not
what I
to
mean.
mention-
That's what I mean when I say he's hamming it up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he does ham it up. And on that note, his command of English is passable.
Yeah, no, I
but
can comprehend what he's saying, but barely.
He has such idiosyncratic pronunciations that somebody would probably not understand what he was saying if, like, okay, Niagara Falls. How does he pronounce it? Niagara.
Yeah, he pronounces in a way that I almost don't want to utter out of fear of saying it wrong. So yeah, he says it very wrong. We'll say that much.
Yeah.
But here's the fucking thing about him though. Is
What?
like JF's this very special case where I feel like he benefits off sounding that way, so he doesn't even fucking bother. Like look at someone like Swegter, right?
Mhm.
Compare like how he sounds in his early videos to how he sounds like when he was like my co-host on Underhaven. Like the difference is jarring.
yeah.
Like it's hard to distinguish him from a regular English speaker at this point. Whereas
Yeah,
JF
he has a pretty solid general American accent.
JF has been doing this shit for a similar amount of fucking time. Like, you know what I mean? There's no fucking excuse for him to sound the way that he does.
Yeah.
And I'm not normally I wouldn't make fun of someone for talking the way they do, but he's like literally a fucking fascist, so I don't really mind taking a jab at him. Especially when, like I said, he's had so much time to fix shit up. And it's clear that he hams it up, so yeah, at this point it's just part of his persona. I don't mind fucking taking a poke at him for it.
Yeah.
Me from my homeland to a certain degree. So, but that is okay. That is fine. But it's the pros and the cons that you do have to take into account. We have Lauren Chen and Keith Woods that are going after Gad Sahad. People have noted that Gad Sahad.
Oh god, that corner of the internet's beefing between itself.
What even?
Yeah, I haven't heard some of those names in the longest fucking time. Like Godsod, that guy, I haven't fucking heard about him in ages. Fucking Jesus Christ. This is just like the island of misfit toys when it comes to like irrelevant right-wing YouTubers and shit. I don't know if I don't know if all of them are right-wing, but Jesus Christ. I know that those people are all like associated with the same sort of circles.
Is very anti-identitarianism, except lately somehow he's been a little more ethnic in his arguments, and
a little bit more ethnic in his arguments. What? Did he mean like ethical? Or did he literally mean I wouldn't be surprised if
I'm sorry. I took a very small walk to grab some nos.
No, that's fine. That's fine. What the views went way up while you were gone. That's proof that I should kick you from the show permanently.
Fuck you.
he even brought forward a tweet by someone else who was basically claiming Jewish supremacy. Keith Woods says, after spending weeks complaining about insufficient philo-Semitism in the West, Gad Saad is now promoting explicit Jewish supremacy.
Oh my fucking
No.
god. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. What a fucking rabbit hole. Jesus Christ.
There's a reason why I don't go on X.
Yeah, me too. It's become
It's
a
a
place where like
shithole.
it's
It is
become a
a
place where people
shithole.
like this get to jerk themselves off more than ever. It's really
Yeah.
fucking sad to see.
The idiot who fucking leveraged the buyout is a complete and utter waste of semen and ovum.
Yep.
Should have
This
been
is a very
aborted
welcome
50 years ago.
This JF used to be banned on Twitter, and they welcomed him back with open arms because I think that I guess that someone that they want to be affiliated with is someone who is funded in part by Jeffrey Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
Gad Saad was saying, I only read the first few tweets in the thread, but thought it worth a share. And the guy was saying, I'm going to post, then delete this thread. I'm not here for long, so I have last things to say. And one of them is this: I am genuinely and increasingly of the view Jews are just simply better people than almost all other cultures. Oh my God, yeah.
I like how JF will find that absurd when someone says that about their cultural group or some shit, but he's
Yeah.
perfectly fine being a supremacist of the group that he's a part of. That's how a lot of fucking people justify their shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're like, everybody else who's a supremacist is an idiot, but I'm not because I'm part of the right tribe. It's like I fucking can't stand that shit.
Yeah.
How about not be a fucking supremacist or a fucking, ethno-nationalist or any of that fucking shit. It's not the way to go.
Bad.
Supremacy of any sort is a fucking dumb idea.
No, it really is, and it's led to nothing but negative shit throughout history.
Yeah.
So it's something important to inform people of and educate them of, so that way they don't repeat the same mistakes.
I've shared that tweet if it was me saying this, and if I was saying it about white people. I mean, the case could be made. Like, I am genuinely and increasingly of the view that white people are just simply better people than almost all other cultures.
Wow. Jesus
just
Christ.
fucking
Another mask off moment.
He doesn't even have the mask on. He's just saying the quiet parts out loud.
I don't even know if I can include that in a clip. Like, I was barely willing to include when he made those cultural noises.
Oh yeah,
yeah, we won't repeat that, but it's in the clip if people want to check that out. The last JF clip I did, it's very horrifying. Also, we have like 9 people watching right now. I haven't asked yet, but if you guys want to drop a like, it goes a long way to helping out with the stream. You guys do a great job of doing that, so I don't even have to ask you normally, but if you can, I'd appreciate it.
That doesn't sound totally off track, does it?
Yeah, it's about the most fucking off track that you can possibly fucking be.
So off track, you've derailed.
The only reason that you could come to that fucking conclusion is through a number of fucking biases, looking through a bunch of fucking, biased shit through an inherently biased lens. And it just so happens to be that you are part of this group of people. Like, it's exactly what I was saying earlier. It can apply to being white. It can apply to being fucking French Canadian, but he just thinks that he's better and these groups of people are better than everybody else because that's the group of people that he's a part of. He would be saying this exact same fucking shit if he was like Italian or some shit. You know what I mean? He wouldn't give a shit. He doesn't have any actual fucking basis for the reason that he thinks that way, other than those are the tribes that he perceives himself to belong to.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there's plenty of fucking French people, there's plenty of fucking Canadians, there's plenty of white people who would call him out on his bullshit as the idiot that he is. I mean, I'm not entirely fucking white, but I'm calling him out on his fucking shit. Like, then I'm sure there are fucking plenty of people who are way pastier than me who call JF out on a regular basis, let's be honest. So I'm not exactly unique, but hey.
Or let's reformulate the sentence. I am genuinely and increasingly of the view that Christians are just simply better people than almost all other cultures. But God, of course, is not any of these kinds of supremacism. In fact, he's been he's been criticizing identitarianism as a whole, claiming, oh no, it's wrong when we do this, but it's not wrong when Gad Sahad does it. And Lauren Chen went after another apparent contradiction, perhaps less solid, this one.
It's fucking Lauren Chen. What do you expect?
Oh yeah.
She was saying, well then. That there was an initial tweet by Gad.
Great commentary out of fucking Lauren Chen here. Got fucking 1.2k likes for just like reposting a screenshot or something, being like, well then.
Saying, I truly wonder.
This is the fucking shit I hate about I guess we're calling it X now to symbolize how fucking down the hill it's gone. But yeah, I fucking hate how bad Twitter's gone down the fucking shitter, honestly. Yeah. It's really sad to see because like people like this get full reign. And not only that, they're getting fucking paid for doing this shit. You're incentivized on Twitter now to stir the fucking pot and get people fighting in your comments and shit. Because the more engagement that you get, the more you can get for fucking payout.
It's a free-range fruit bowl kind of bullshit.
Remember that fucking bullshit where Milo Yiannopoulos was going around calling himself a provocateur?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a profession you can be on Twitter now. It's fucking ridiculous. And it's all thanks to Musk.
Yeah, but isn't he still like a tchotchke shiller on fucking some weird Catholic station? Or did they finally get fed up with him because he was too camp?
I have no idea. I've never heard of that shit. I refuse to call anything... I refuse to call anything but Twitter or the Bird app. Yeah, that's fair. I know you always call it the Bird app. It's cute.
How it's not illegal when people with whom you disagree on Twitter start tagging one's employer as a means of attempting to intimidate you / fire you. A free society thrives on disagreements among competing ideas. I point to the racism of anti-white hate. Cancel him. The reflex of most humans is to eliminate one's ideological opponents in any possible way. Cancel culture is simply a modern-day manifestation of this deeply rooted dark instinct. People who engage in such criminal behavior should be criminally charged. Okay, so a strong stance against people who get others fired by tweeting at their employers. But recently, Gad has tweeted at an employer with the intent of getting someone fired. That someone was Ibrahim R. Mosalam, who stated on an October 7th Facebook post, the massacre in Israel that left 1,400 people dead, women raped, and babies burned alive was resistance. He had stated on Facebook, for all my friends here in Facebook land with questions / thoughts / assumptions / criticism.
Oh my god. So what? Like, if this guy's a fucking hypocrite, then so fucking what? I never understand what, like, JF is trying to state when he tries to point out the hypocrisy of, like, one individual here. Because, like, he does this shit a lot where he points to, like, one particular person who's, you know, maybe a hypocrite, or one person who makes, like, a certain movement look bad. And he tries to paint with broad strokes like the entire group's like that. This is the same shit that a lot of people on the far right engage in. Even people like Dave engage with this fucking shit.
Yeah,
it's at quite as fucking extreme.
To be fair, isn't that all just another form of let's see, cancel culture?
Well, yeah, it is. It's the exact same fucking shit. It's an ongoing problem. It's the only thing that, like, it's a problem. It's also, like, sort of a buzzword. But if you actually, like, narrow down a definition, I understand what people are trying to talk about. But it's not just something that one side of the political spectrum engages in. Like, the right does the exact same shit. It's like they're the only ones who are fucking constantly bitching about it happening, but they're not actually willing to sort it out on their own side of the issue.
No, because they're not going to face their own problems. They're going to shoulder
They're not going to hold each
others.
other accountable either.
Yeah.
Like, people on the same side of the political spectrum here in America these days rarely do that shit. It's sad to see, but that's just how it is.
Critique about what's transpiring in Palestine currently in response to the Zionist occupation. Please work on expanding your media literacy. know that mass media here in America is heavily politicized and skewed to show a non-occupying narrative of Palestine. This is a resistance by a brave people who have endured decades of occupation, oppression.
There's that fucking, dog whistle word fucking bringing up goddamn Zionism and shit like that. There's no reason to bring that word into the conversation 99% of the time, unless you're talking about a very specific thing. Like, but these people throw it around all the goddamn time. And I've seen it used so improperly with all this fucking shit going around with, between Israel and Palestine that it's just been throwing my fucking head through a spin. Because even me, as someone who's like, I'm not super informed on the issue, but it's something that I have been putting research into for years, even before all this recent shit had been going on. So as someone who is like fairly informed about the issue, it's been absolutely infuriating to see people speak on it who have no idea what the fuck they're talking about and muddying the waters of the conversation. And JF is no doubt one of those fucking people for the majority of his audience. We see how many fucking comments he gets. Like, he gets so many goddamn comments down below that there are people, they might not all agree with him, but if people are commenting, think about how many people are watching. You know? It's there's a scary amount of people who are getting like their opinions from this guy. And that's why I'm glad that we have these streams on like the side channel to just chill out, where I don't have to worry about like, I don't, honestly, on this, as long as the viewers are entertained, I don't give a fuck about like the audience size or how many people are watching or anything like that. The last stream turned out pretty good just because like a bunch of people ended up watching it and posted and enjoyed it. But I like that because we can have the actual main show to like shine a light on some important shit and refute the stupid shit that people like JF is saying, like the stuff that, even though a lot of it shit is more wacky, I'm glad that we refute shit like from Dave too and Vaughn and all these people, because there are some actual conspiracies here that a lot of people fucking believe.
Hey,
You'd be
Fit.
surprised. Hey, what's up, Fit? Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you here.
So basically, what you're saying is that Underhaven functions as a crucible in which we burn away irrelevant premises and come up with the truth, at least a little bit pure.
Exactly, with a fun spin. Like, Underhaven's not a serious show, but I do my research.
Yeah.
I've been doing my research on every topic that we've covered recently, and I'm very proud of myself for doing so.
It's always nice to do.
I'm
sorry. Go ahead.
It's always nice to do like a bit of research and look into it. You know, I am still really proud of the speech that I did.
Oh yeah, a lot of people like that. I got some comments on that too. It was like really positive. So yeah, you should. If you ever feel up to it, you can do that again sometime.
I'm always thinking of things I can talk about. You know, because there's always something going on. And while that's not really the thing that I do to make money, because you already know my situation, a lot of the audience is probably not going to know or care, and I don't expect them to. That is not my expectation when I do these things. I think of it more like a small mission statement. Every time I come out and I talk about something like with YouTube, the situation is actually getting worse. I know this is JF time, but at some point I might make like a small rejoinder to that, and then probably tag that in with something else. I can't force that kind of creativity though.
Yeah, no, I get you.
I am an unmedicated being, and so I can't just squeeze it out on demand. It's not like, you know.
I know it's not like pinching a loaf. I get it.
I was gonna use something a little more edible, but okay.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, well, I hope that's not edible. What's up, Fit? I'm so glad to have you here. Always nice to see you. We're gonna be having Nova on Underhaven this Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that.
All right.
Yeah. Also, the main channels are really close to being monetized. hopefully by the time that we that Mango's all moved in and shit, I'll be able to open shit back up so people can do memberships and stuff.
I am definitely hoping that she gets this fucking house.
Yeah, no, me too.
She needs the house.
She can't be living in a fucking hotel.
Yeah, no, that's not a way to live.
No, it's not. Like, just living in it this long must have been an insane experience. That's why I've been doing everything I can to help her out, because like fuck. But yeah, once she's all settled and shit like that, we'll return. We'll open up the memberships again and get that show back on the road. I'll start doing more vlogs and content when we open that shit back up as well. So,
indeed,
yeah. That'll probably be around like the new year. Honestly, probably be around like the new year.
Oh, that's fine. Got to ring in the new year somehow, you know.
Yeah, gotta get my seasonal depression out of the way a little bit too before. Actually, I haven't been having it yet. I haven't been having it yet, so
I mean, this is the time where I'm not exactly doing too hot either, but that's not so much because of the weather. I can handle the weather. The weather's easy. I don't have to worry about looking at the fucking sun. I don't even do that during the summer. But this has always been kind of like a historically kind of dour time, at least in my family. So
yeah, we gotta do that that stream that was suggested a long time ago, back when Aria was on the show more often. We're gonna do a stream where we're all sick one day called Under the Weather.
Under the weather. I'm gonna have to make sure that I have my basso profundo voice.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you've heard once, but again, the audience hasn't heard, and I was getting down to Don LaFontaine voice, and that don't happen very often.
Wait, you were getting off to Don LaFontaine?
No. Don LaFontaine. Do you remember In a World Where?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't get off to that, but whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Nobody's getting off to that. I said
I won't yum on your yuck.
Voice was getting.
I won't yum on your yuck either way. Don't worry. Let's continue with JF.
An unprovoked attack, but a response to this past year's attack by the Zionist regime. Don't take my word. Do your due diligence in acquiring your information. Here is a non-Palestinian site with the facts. The current situation tab has more accurate information than what's on the mass media. Well, okay, it does seem that Gad Saad calling the employer of this guy is cancel culture, because this is a political opinion.
It's extremely fucking.
Oh my!
You can't just call that like, oh, it's just a political opinion.
It's just an opinion. Oh,
you could say that about literally. You could say that about literally anything, and anything could be described as just a political opinion. It doesn't mean that's not fucking over the line of what should be said. Yeah. Also, not to mention, I can't believe when people say this shit and they describe themselves as capitalists. It's a private corporation. If they don't think it's good for their PR to have that person working there based on what they said, then they have the right to fucking fire them. You know what I mean? Unless we change shit, then you're not going to have that government enshrined fucking freedom of speech in these private corporations.
Like, here's the thing that a lot of these fucking dickheads don't get. Like, first off, right now, corporations are not going to be pandering very often to the racist contingent that is floating around in society, because you know what? They hurt the bottom line. They want the most people to spend the most money on the most stuff. Anything less than that is, wow, this is a really shitty year. We need to up our advertisement. And the second part is, when it comes to corporations and corporate social responsibility, corporations have to be held to account for their social responsibility. Like when it comes to charities, when it comes to, being even remotely ethical. If corporations were in charge, the absolute minimum that exists right now would be gone in a day. Like there's no simping for corporations. They're gonna do whatever the fuck they want, and if there's no regulation to hold them to account, they're gonna do whatever the fuck they want. And that whatever the fuck they want means that your free speech and everybody else's free speech is going to be not on the fucking not in the purview of government. It's going to be in the purview of people who are not accountable to government, corporations.
This guy isn't saying, I would join the resistance of Palestine. This guy isn't saying, I will bomb a plane myself or something like this. He's saying, I have my own political view about the events that are happening. And I think it's fair to say that here Gad Saad is calling for the canceling of someone based on their political views. Or what is it? Because if you don't allow this to be the case, here's the problem. Now suddenly all Arabs who work for airlines must completely shut up about politics. Now
What the fuck?
Uh,
Oh my god! See, he muddies the waters of the conversation.
mhm.
People like this fucking
He
ruin
makes
the conversation.
wild fucking leaps from one point to another, but he doesn't tie them in at all. Like JF is fucking.
He doesn't care about fucking Palestinians either. Who the fuck is he?
He doesn't give a
fooling?
shit. He doesn't give a shit. It's just a cheap dig at the people, and he's
like when
gonna phrase it like that.
It's like when people talk about the
Mhm.
the group of people that the Chinese are genociding and try and use them as they don't give a shit about those fucking people.
Mhm.
They really don't. They don't give a fuck about them at all. They're just
No.
using them as a talking point, and that's absolutely fucking shameful and disgusting in my opinion. To pretend to care about like a genuine fucking tragedy like that is absolutely fucking sickening.
that would be a very sad state of affair, and it would be actually a racist society that does this. We cannot say, well, because you're an Arab and you happen to have this particular position on the Palestinian thing, and you work for a airline, you can't express your political view. That is unacceptable. So I would side here with Lauren Chen in that she has spotted a true contradiction in the Gad Saad behavior. We have the Sanchez bot on the regular chat.
I was getting an ice cream sandwich and I just realized something. He
What?
said works for a hairline. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
He said works
a
for
hairline.
Yeah, a hairline. Dave could use someone who does that.
In that she has spotted a true contradiction in the Gad Saad behavior. We have the Sanchez bot on the regular chat. Yes, I have been classified the 7th worst extremist of Odyssey. He's currently quoting an article of the ADL or whatever, SPLC, whatever that is. I'm categorized. I'm the 7th. I'm the 7th wonder of Odyssey in terms of radicalizing people. Not
Another mask off moment.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like acting like he's the king of Ship Mountain just because he's big on Odyssey.
Oh yeah.
What a fucking place to be the king of. Odyssey might not even exist in a few years. And he acknowledges that himself.
Yeah.
All that time spent getting 7,000 followers on some obscure ass fucking website. Sad.
so bad, for a French guy with a French accent. 7th on Odyssey. Dino Rogovich says, only 7th? Boy, am I slumming. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to be number 1, but do you really have to be number 1 always? Dino Rogovich says, one less pilot. Well done, Gad. Now you fly the fucking plane. Yeah, that is true. He has deprived.
Wow.
Was it something so racist that he couldn't even finish it?
I guess.
Himself of a talented air whatever. Was it a pilot or is it maybe he's just a air person of some kind? I don't know. But Gad was replying to Lauren Chen. My girl, the Lauren Chen is having her sassy Candace moment. Let me try to help you. If a person takes a position about anything that does not involve the safety of those under their care, then to tag their employer would be wrong. I've repeatedly made that point. Well, see, the devil is in the details, God. The devil is in the details because the problem is most people contacting employers trying to report white people for cancel culture of any purpose.
Why is this a problem with white people in particular?
I
What, you don't think cancel culture has ever affected anyone else? It's a
Yeah,
fucking
he's
buzzword. I have to clarify that.
yeah, it is. It is a big buzzword.
But like, you know, people getting canceled does happen. And
Yeah.
you know, that's happened to black people. It's happened to plenty of fucking black people.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened to that guy Jonathan Majors, even though nothing has been confirmed about him yet. I mean, it happens all the fucking time to all types of people, men, women. It's not just something that happens to fucking white people. It's ridiculous to make it out like it's something
It's
that's only
really
ever
not
affected white
a
people.
white people thing, you know.
This is just the need and desire of almost every group of people these days to feel like they're the particular one that's being targeted the most.
Mm.
Have sympathy for me, feel bad for me. Well, how about we actually look at the individual people who are suffering the most and give them the most fucking empathy? That's how I prefer.
Oh,
to
that's
look at it.
that's gonna be a challenge.
Oh, it's usually the people who are like, you know, the most in poverty or facing the, you know, the most fucking bigotry in their everyday lives.
Yeah.
Or some combination of both. You know what I mean? So
Consider that their safety is endangered around these people. When the blue-haired feminist calls these companies and tries to get someone like me canceled, they are saying this person is dangerous. They are saying his IDs are dangerous. His IDs
No.
are aggression. His IDs are indicative of an intent to hate, and therefore him serving my sandwich would be a problem. So the security argument, the problem that is that everyone always has its own.
oh my god. JF's hairline has been rolled back more than personal freedoms after 9/11. That's a slam junk of a joke, actually. That's a good one.
Peculiarities in how they evaluate security. Now, you as a Jew find that it's a
As a Jew.
As a Jew.
Yeah, not as a human being with this opinion. As a Jew. This better be followed up with something that's not racist. But based on the fact that it's JF, I guarantee you it's not.
Oh, it's gonna be heavily racist.
Oh, it's gonna be as racist as it can possibly be, I'm sure.
it's a security issue because someone of an ethnicity that is opposed to you in a war.
God. This is more of a religious thing than it is about ethnicity, let's be honest. I feel like it's a little bit disingenuous to frame it that way. There's been constant fucking warring over this part of the world throughout history by Christians, Muslims, and now fucking Jewish people are having their stab at it. Like, it's been a long time thing with these Abrahamic religions. Like, every Abrahamic religion has been doing some fucking warring over this territory at one point in history or another. So trying to make it out like it's some unique thing, you know, to this like it's some type of race war is absolutely fucking ridiculous. But he's gonna see that in almost everything.
Mm-hmm.
He tries to simplify every issue to be basic and fit his worldview, so he's just gonna see it like that. It's sad to fucking see because we know that he fucking hates both parties here and everything that they stand for and believe in when it comes to, you know, actual religious beliefs. But the difference here is that JF, you know, he's willing to try and capitalize off one of these parties by pretending to feel sympathetic for them.
Well, yeah.
And that's sad to see because, like I said, people like this muddy the waters of the conversation.
Happens to be serving your food on a plane or driving the plane. That's your conception, but it's a racist conception. And ultimately, an air pilot in a liberal society is entitled to have an opinion about what's happening in Israel. He's not saying, I'm going to drive a plane into Israel and I'm going to kill all of my customers on the plane. He's saying, I have an opinion on the Israeli conflict. And if you can't allow this in a liberal society, in the society that we have, then we don't have a liberal society. Go away, says JF, but you're forgetting about 9/11. Doesn't matter how much 9/11s would happen in a row. It would still be a racist deprivation of liberty to speak if you are to say because there was one 9/11 or because there was 10 9/11s, suddenly Arab pilots cannot have political opinions anymore. And that is what Gad Saad is calling for. If a surgeon...
That does not seem to be what's going on here. Like,
No.
I don't pretend to know the extent of God Saad's opinion. Maybe he is, like, super fucking far on, like, the side of the Israeli government for all I know, but this feels like a vast misrepresentation of just one particular incident that he was pointing out. And I don't know. I would have to see more of his opinion to really judge. But JF trying to, frame someone as worse than they are, especially when this is coming out of JF's mouth, I'm just really not inclined to believe his narrative about this person being a hypocrite. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck should I trust JF's opinion on anything?
Or airline pilot takes genocidal positions against Group X, many of whom might be under their care, then this requires attention. Oh yeah, well, Gad, how about we fire all the doctors, all the Jewish doctors who have rooted for Israel? I mean, they could end up having Arab patients. And definitely, if you side with Israel at this point, you are siding with a genocide by the definition of the UN. So why don't we, Gad, fire all Jewish doctors?
So, that coming from someone who's literally fucking sided with fascism is absolutely amazing. Like, fascism and totalitarianism in general has been the driving force for most genocides throughout history. I'll just say general totalitarianism because that pretty much encompasses almost every genocide that's ever taken place. It's happened because of some authoritarian bullshit, because of people with agendas. On a wide scale, that's usually what it ends up being. You can usually trace it back to goddamn totalitarianism, and that's the exact thing that JF advocates for. So even though he pretends to be above the fucking shit that's going on in Israel, the totalitarian shit that's being employed by Israel is not that much different from the type of fucking state that I'm sure that JF would love to live in. It's just that they're rooting for a different fucking team than he is, and that fucking drives him crazy. So this is the one time where he's trying to make himself look like he's reasonable on this subject matter. Like, he's calling it out like it is. But he's not. He's just another fucking hypocrite wearing a fake fucking suit. We can tell.
Who have supported Israeli actions in this conflict, which are definitely, by objective definition, genocidal, in that they push people and kill people from their places of living, and these people are children and civilians. Of course, Gad won't be for firing the Jewish doctors, and so he's really deploying a specific argument. Hey, Rick Timebot, if you keep spamming my chat, I'm going to ban you forever.
Oh my god, he's
What in
really
the
angry.
hell?
He's really angry about this out of nowhere. Why the fuck's he mauling out? Oh
I don't
my
know.
God. Is it? All right, I'm gonna timestamp this. I've
I
never
don't
seen
know if
him
he's
like.
joking or not.
I don't know if he's joking yet either. Let's see.
Last warning, Rick. Don't you play with me, Rick Sanchez.
Are
Don't
you fucking kidding me?
I'm just waiting for the next. I'm just waiting for your next comment. He's still doing it. This man never learns. I'm banning you, Rick Butt. He says no.
Oh my god,
What the fuck?
what's with this cringe ass fucking role playing bullshit he's doing with the Rick Sanchez in his live chat? Come on, dude.
I haven't the slightest idea.
I'm proud to say we've never had a Rick Sanchez in our live chat before.
See, when you start threatening, he regrets, and suddenly he's not Should we ban him? Yeah, let's ban him. Let's ban the Rick bot. He's spamming with videos, and yes, if you can do that, Ariel, I would appreciate.
You can't even be bothered to ban someone in your own goddamn chat. You lazy piece of shit. You had ample opportunity to do it yourself.
Similarly, if a babysitter posts clips stating that he is a pedophile, it would be proper to tag his babysitting agency. See the drifting, the logical drifting of Gad here? Because this man has not indicated that he was going to commit a genocide. This man has merely taken a position on a Middle Eastern conflict. Whether you're on one side of this conflict or the other, there are acts
Or the other.
of violence that were committed by both sides. And there are deeply unjust acts of violence that were committed on
Oh, there's that that both sides bullshit. Look, there's a conversation to be had about like how complicated the situation is, but it's just become a meme at this point to just say both sides. You know what I mean? So when you just say that and don't elaborate anything else, it just looks like what it is, which is incredibly fucking edgy, fedora tipping. You know, you want to be able to look like you're intelligent without actually saying anything of substance. That's why it pisses people off so much, including myself. Like, if you actually want to have a talk about the subject matter and get down into it with the nitty gritty, then that makes sense. But how about you actually talk about it? I'm sure if he actually did talk about it right there, he would have shown his ass, which is why I want him to actually elaborate.
both sides. So if you're going to take the siding onto one side of this conflict and say that's a form of terrorism, that's a form of call for genocide, you're going to have to take both sides. And you're going to have to end up firing all of the babysitters who are Jewish and who may eventually keep a keep a baby that is not Jewish, that could be Muslim or that could be Arab.
What a fucking reach. All this because some dude had a fucking opinion on Twitter. Like, this is just such a logical leap. Just because one dude's being a fucking hypocrite, you're gonna come to all these weird ass fucking conclusions, these leaps in logic. Like, this is just not, that's not how it would be in fucking practice.
Mm.
You know, just because someone thinks that way doesn't mean that they have to fucking, I don't know. I feel like engaging in what JF has to say on this subject matter is a fruitless effort because we all know how he fucking stands on the issue matter.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like either one of these fucking parties. That's why he's gonna fucking sit in both sides of the issue, not actually go into any detail about it, because he's not willing to make either side look good because he hates them both.
Arab. He adds, do you follow the Lauren Chen or should I have typed slower for you? Also retweeted for maximal exposure. Well, this jump that you do, Gad Sahad, from taking a political position to, well, it puts their employer at risk because they have the care of.
I think Roaming Millennial actually still fucking follows Underhaven on Twitter.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It's quite weird, but it is something that happened quite a long time ago. I'm not sure. I don't remember when or why that happened, but yeah.
Of people under their care is at risk. It's like a babysitter who says they're a pedophile. That's a very large logical jump that you've done from an Arab who just happens to have a conception that the actions that happened on October 7th were replies to a previous state of affair. They were a response to already existing violence, and they definitely were. They definitely were. The Hamas people who have organized this attack certainly had, whether they were right or wrong about some of them, they certainly had their reasons. They certainly thought that their attack was justified based on previous aggression. Following investigations by Tether, OKX, and the U.S. Department of Justice, Tether voluntarily freezes 225 million in stolen USDT linked to international crime syndicate.
Oh no,
There's
it's
no, there's
crypto
another fucking
roundup.
Yep, there's another fucking fruity ass source for his information that I've never heard of too.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the future of crypto is to be intimidated by the state.
Who's got the fucking hiccups? Oh man, I really don't want to hear him talk about cryptocurrency.
Yeah, same.
Get out. Like passive aggressively, like, maybe it violates your rules. I don't know. It's your rules. I don't know. And so they were asking for violations of the First Amendment. That would be totally done by the executive branch of the corporate world of big tech. You have the same thing happening here, but under a much bigger extortionist approach, which is that they are taking people like CZ. They're showing, hey, look, we can take CZ, we can put him in jail, we can force him to sign papers, giving us $4 billion. Do you want that kind of trouble?
All right, enough of your
With us?
French Canadian bullshit.
Iranian words. But there won't.
Wait a minute. Is the rest of the shit just fucking crypto talk?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Oh my god, it's crypto fascist currency.
It's crypto. It's crypto cuckery.
All right, we'll take a look at some of these timestamps right here. And if there's not anything interesting, then
now
we'll probably fuck off. Because I did got what I came for with the information on him having a fucking girlfriend and
Yeah.
Now we have CZ, who's been
it's still.
Oh
crypto.
my god, it's still cryptocurrency bullshit.
Still
Jesus
crypto.
Christ, this hijacked the whole damn stream. All right, maybe I'll pour through it before I make my before I make my actual proper fucking clip. But I think we got some good enough shit here for a clip.
Yeah, there's I don't want to say a wealth of things because it's not really a wealth, but there are some things that.
Yeah, there are some interesting things that we'll have to munch on. Yeah, and I'll watch the rest that's not about cryptocurrency on my own time. I just don't want to bore the audience with that.
Yeah. JF was kind of putting me to sleep.
No, I feel you. I do need to go get some sleep myself.
Yeah, I might need to take a nap here.
After I do the timestamps, yeah, I'm fucking heading to bed.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for chilling out, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Some people hung out for the whole time. Some people came and went. I understand with that fucking French Canadian son of a bitch on in the background. Yeah, no, he can fucking drone on and on and on and on
and on and on.
But I think we provided some good commentary, except for you at the end there when you did your Brett Keane impression. That was some of the worst shit I've ever heard in my entire life. But yeah,
busted my balls.
Guys, if you're still watching and haven't dropped a like yet, then drop a like. It's much appreciated. Thanks for you guys who chilled out, commented, all that shit. And thanks to anyone who's watching after the fact, too, because some of you guys actually ended up doing that last time. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll have a clip out soon. So thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Also,
everybody. Wish me luck because I'm in the middle of like a storm with like 30 mile, maybe it's even like 40 fucking mile winds out there.
30 mile an hour winds, it's nothing.
No, it's probably like 40 mile an hour winds.
Still nothing.
It's probably like 50
Talk to me when the winds reach 60.
It's probably like 80 mile an hour winds out there.
80 kilometer an hour.
Yeah. Oh my god. All right. Yeah. Good night, everybody. Thanks for chilling out. And I'll do another one of these whenever the fuck I feel like it. Honestly.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll be during the day. Sometimes it'll be during the dead of the night, like it was this time. But good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. And as always, stay toasty.
Stay soggy.